What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about what I want you to do before you actually start trading your funded account before you end up blowing it very, very fast. So most traders who pass and take evaluations, congratulations, right? You did something more than, believe it or not, 70-80% of people really don't do on a consistent basis. So you've passed your evaluation, you're moving into a funded account, you're very, very excited about doing that. Now, here's one thing that I want to start off by saying: we've got to reset the mindset. Regardless if you tried even to trade your evaluation very safe, if you think you tried to trade it very safe and take some time with it, you didn't. Okay, there was instances along the way, there was days along the way where you probably over traded, you probably put on too much size, you probably traded momentum outside of your strategy. Now, the evaluation process, it's like this: you get aggressive, you meet the target, you pass, right? There's one goal. Not a lot of people like to spend a lot of time in the evaluation, so we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. Funded account, obviously we can get paid, but we want to protect this account. So we have to shift from hitting goals, even though you still have a goal to be met in the funded account stage, meaning don't lose X amount of dollars, make X amount of dollars, trade X amount of days. You still need to do these things, but the process needs to shift to preserving capital. That's the number one thing we're doing. All we are trying to do on a day in and day out basis is preserve capital. It's not coming into each trading session trying to hit a goal. I need to hit $100. I need to make $500. I need to make $3,000. I need to trade 8 days. I need to trade 5 days. No, we have to preserve capital. That's all we are trying to do. We are trying to stay funded. We are not here to try to impress anyone, okay? And many of us, even if you're trading by yourself, you're trying to impress yourself. We're not trying to impress ourselves. We're not trying to impress our trading community. We're not trying to impress people on social media. We're not trying to impress our folks. We're not trying to impress our spouses, our friends, our coworkers. We're not trying to protect or we're not trying to impress anyone. We're trying to protect capital. So first things first, we need to build a personal risk tolerance per day, a daily drawdown. This rule is a non-negotiable, okay? If you're trading a $50,000 account, which I believe many of us are, a majority of prop firm traders are, because it's kind of the best bang for buck, you got $2,500 drawdown with Apex, right? By the way, if you guys are using Apex, 80% off with code DAnthony. Now, I want to protect this with the $200 to $250 max daily loss. That's a non-negotiable. I don't really care if one trade wipes out $250, I'm done trading on a day. It's a non-negotiable. I don't really care if you're trading smaller size scalping, where maybe you can fit in 2, 3, or even 4 trades for a max loss of $200 to $250. Doesn't really matter which way your strategy or model wants to present itself. $200 to $250 max per day, we've got to walk away. This is a non-negotiable. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. Because again, remember, the goal is not to hit targets. The goal is to preserve capital. The more days we can preserve capital, the more opportunities we are going to get to be able to find those winning trades and get those winning days and allow some days to stack up. Look at some days you might make $100 and it seems like you had to scratch and crawl and claw your way to $100, and other days you take a couple of trades and the market just worked out in your favor and you made $500 very easily, right? So every day is a different opportunity. Every trade's a different outcome. We have to just not be so focused on hitting the target, but more so on preserving that capital. Now, here's one thing that I want you guys to do. When you pass your evaluation and you get funded, instead of rushing out to pay your activation fee and start trading immediately on the next session, right? Let's say you pass it in New York session, you're desperately waiting to get it paid and settled and closed so you can start trading Asian London session. Hang tight. My opinion, take 1 to 2 days, go into a practice account, a demo account, have these list of rules, have these daily loss limits, get your strategy that you're going to absolutely use, and take 1, 2, or even 3 days and just trade it the exact same way. If you hit $200 to $250 loss, walk away. Can you handle that? If you take 2 or 3 winning trades, can you walk away and can you handle that? If you take 2 losers back to back, can you walk away regardless of dollar amount? Can you do that? Okay. So make sure that we are doing that, because it's going to give you and your brain a bit of a mental reset and a mental block, because the adrenaline is going to be running so high, the endorphins, the dopamine is going to be running so high that as soon as you pass that evaluation, you're so eager and excited to get trading. And normally what I've seen is a lot of traders will blow themselves out. Literally, they will take 2 or 3 weeks to pass an evaluation, and within the first 2 or 3 days, they've blown that account because they're just so eager to get started making money. So take an additional 1 to 3 days, train yourself to be in this for the long haul. Okay. And as boring as that sounds, again, I think everyone still wants to be trading in 6 months and 12 months and 2 years and 3 years, right? So what's another 1 to 3 days to make sure we kind of just reset ourselves. Also, make sure we're journaling everything, at least for the first 10 days, right? Until you get yourself on a little bit of a pattern and a routine, journal everything. What is the trade that you took? What time of day did you take it, so you can go back and back test it? Were there things that you could have done differently? How did you feel emotionally? These are just some tidbits that you could put in your journal. And I would say for at least the first 10 days, make sure that you are journaling each and every single day, each and every single trade, because a lot of times you'll get to the end of the week and you cannot personally say what trade you took at what time. A lot of times you just get into this mode where you start clicking buttons because the price action is moving up and moving down. Okay. So make this whole process about getting a paycheck, not trading for ego. You're not here to brag. You're not here to say that you have, 50 million funded accounts and you make $5,000 a day on each of them. We're here to get paid. Take what you normally are making on a 9 to 5. Think about how many hours in exchange you have to give up of your life to see that paycheck at the end of every week or 2 weeks, depending on when you get paid. Trading realistically is a business where you can come in and you can make almost the equal amount of money and greater by trading a lot less, by working a lot less. You don't have to put in 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, to make $250, $350, $450 a day. You can realistically do that in one trade. You can do it in 5 minutes. You can do it in 1 minute. You can do it in an hour. So we have to really preserve that mental equity and that capital and that time space that we are spending in this industry and on these screens. So again, forget about the ego. Your ego has nothing to do with it. A $500 withdrawal, right, which is the minimum with Apex Trader Funding, a $500 minimum withdrawal is something to be proud of. It's something to, work on. It's something to scale. One account with $500, yes, seems like a little bit, but there will be a point in time, if you just operate correctly, where you have 5 accounts and it's now $2,500 a month. You have 10 accounts and it's now $5,000 a month. And now you're starting to get into life-changing money for yourself, your family, or your business as a whole. Again, remember, I want you guys to think about this. You are a business owner, okay? You are a business owner. You are not a highlight reel for your ego. You're not a highlight reel for your friends on social media, your coworkers, your wife, your spouse. I want to really stress that, because that part really does play a big factor, I believe, in a lot of traders, in the way that they trade, in the way that they're managing, because they want to impress not only themselves, but they want to impress the people around them. And quite frankly, when you go to work every day, I don't think you're really trying to impress your next door neighbor, right? You're just doing what you have to do. So think about trading in the same way. You're showing up to the screens every day, you're following your plan, you're following your rules, and you're just doing what you have to do to get your paycheck, right? So with those things, I would definitely start there. I'm going to make this a multi-part series. If you guys are interested, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you guys need those evaluations with Apex, 80% off using code DAnthony. Also, if you guys want a little bit extra help, maybe some one-on-one help, maybe to trade with the community, I'm helping traders pass evaluations using micros. Again, a lot of us think that you need to trade minis. That's the only way you can make a lot of money. We just had a trader last week take out $1,000 times 20 Apex accounts. Shout out to Burks. He's been a member. He's been a trader with me for the past, I think, going on almost 2 years now, to be honest. I know it's over a year and a half. It might be almost 2 years, but a $20,000 payout, and he's on his way and road to consistency. I think he's already on his second batch of payouts for this year alone. So again, keep that in mind. If you do want to learn and you want a little bit more help, maybe using the ORB strategies that we use, the 20 SMA strategies that we use, the VWAP strategies that we use, the daily moving average strategies that we use, you guys can definitely join Evolution Traders. That link is down in the description box below. I will see all of you guys on the next video. Make sure to trade safe, make sure to be disciplined, and I will catch you guys all in the next video.